I think I should just start by, you're smiling, so that makes me happy. Asking how you're doing.
I am honestly doing really great.
Yeah.
Starting off 2024, I'm feeling confident, feeling strong. My kids are doing well. So I feel like 2024, even though it's really just a day, I feel like it's so much bigger for us, where it feels like a fresh start. I said the other day, it feels like a new beginning for us. It really feels like we're in a new trajectory and like a new chapter. Just allowing things to happen, and all I can do is make the choices through it. And with this book, we're gonna keep dancing through.
This book was written by both you and Steven. So where did the idea come from to write this book?
Really, after I had Wesley, my oldest daughter, who's 15, I always wanted to write her and I a children's book that really represented our relationship. And then after having our other two kids, I was like, oh my gosh, this is the time to write this book of where our family is now. It's grown so much, and now I have a beautiful husband. And I was like, this is gonna be something wonderful for our family to look back on. It really is just a true and tried example of what our days were. And it's something that our kids got to be a part of, but now it has such a different meaning because it's a way for my kids to look back on what we had.
Right.
We had something so fantastic and so special.
What's the message here for parents and kids about, maybe learning how to dancing to help you through tough times?
It's getting the kids, channeling conversation with them and getting them to find this encouragement through mishaps or conflict in the family. But then also just having fun through it. Just dance it off and shake it off and have a good time together.
The book starts, number one, with the morning grind, which every parent that I know says that can be the most nightmarish part of the day.
What sets the tone for the rest of the day.
What is the hardest part about that morning routine when you have three?
I've got three completely different age categories. I've got a 15-year-old, a 7-year-old, and a 4-year-old. So everyone's moving at different paces. Yeah. Sometimes people are moving real fast and you're trying to yell at them to get off the couch, but then you got someone else that's still laying in bed and you're like, I woke you up 7 times, get down here, we're supposed to have breakfast. So my battle every morning is just trying to get 3 completely different individuals that are in completely different energies just to move at the same time.
Yeah, oh God, good luck, mama.
Yeah. I will say I'm regimented about our schedule, so it helps. I make them participate a lot. They've got to make their own snacks. They help make their own lunches. They get to pack their own backpack. So I try to instill in them to be a part of the process to help them in the future, but really to help me.
Right.
It's really
help
something.
Me help you.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Was this the title of the book all along? Because I'm sure it takes on a whole different meaning now.
This was the book. Every word, every illustration, and the title. When we were talking about this book after 2022, I couldn't have been more grateful that this is where Steve and I were together as individuals and as a team. What we always believed was we were gonna keep dancing through. And so I'm gonna keep that messaging for my kids. And I stand behind it and I'm so proud of that. And I just think that the universe gave us something really special to hopefully help other people. It's been a hard year for everyone, my kids, expectedly so. And I try to be as patient as I can and converse with them in many different ways because they're all very different. They require different kind of conversations. But then there's times when a conversation isn't what's warranted and wanted. I just put on music and we just go wild. It's like in our house when we start dancing, it's just it's just freedom.
I've seen it.
There's people on the counters, on the coffee table, I don't even care. You could be jumping and doing somersaults on the couch. But I just allow my kids to be kids and express themselves through this movement. And it's just you can feel so much angst just leaving their body. And I have found it to be a really healing thing for all of us individually. And I'll say this, it's not just for the youngers, I call my youngers, but it's also for Wesley, who's 15, and she puts her coolness to the side and she just lets loose. And I have to admit, it's quite common to see that in our household.
You talk about Wesley a lot, and I've seen firsthand how close you two are, and she really is your mini-me in a lot of
she
ways.
is my mini-me through and through, whether she wants to fight that or not.
What has it meant to you in the past year, just that relationship with her, and has it gotten even stronger with you all in this past year?
I truly would have never thought our relationship could be any closer and more fulfilled than it already was. She's been at my side through everything, and we've experienced so much together and communicated so much with each other. This year, there was a new side of her that came out that I didn't know, and she is my protector now as well. And I didn't want her to have to be that. I keep telling her, like, you're my daughter. You don't have to protect me. I'm your mama bear. But then I had to kind of put my guard down and allow her to be that because she wanted to be that. But then also, our bond is just... we're quite literally together every single day. Yeah. I don't know a lot of girls that call their mom their best friend, but she calls me her best friend through and through. And I just think it's something really special that I treasure. And I'm really grateful that we've had each other through this because she's had to experience this very loudly as well. I love that expression that every emotion has an expiration date. Every feeling has an expiration date because even your highs, you have to be prepared that you're going to have a low, and even in your lows, it's gonna come back up high, and you only know those things because you can live and exist in both sides. I try to teach my kids, you can't control your life, but learn to be the best self that you can, moving through it, walking through it, and hopefully bring people inside with you to walk it with you.
Do you see in any of them that dancer that you just know, even if you try to guide them one way or another, it's gonna happen?
Oh, Wesley is like, I am not a dancer. Maddox, who is 7, is a performer. I don't know if he's gonna be a comedian, an actor, a dancer, a singer. I don't know, but you give this kid a mic and he is going to entertain the masses. Yeah. So for me, I think if there's someone that has the dance ability that's gonna groove on a stage, I think it would be Maddox.
Yeah. Well, I've seen him when he cuts loose, and he does get this big grin on his face that is just, it's magnetic.
He will jump in a circle and battle anybody, and he has battled some of the biggest dancers ever, and it's just so fire to see him go so ham.
I love it.
He has no hold back at all.
There are gonna be people who are watching this who may have a similar story to yours, or who may just be looking at you and saying, she always has this air of positivity. She always seems like she's a source of strength. But what is it like in the quiet moments?
I always try to live my life after I wake up in the mornings from a place of gratitude. Yeah. I think life is the gift that we get to experience. But through this last year, I would truly say I have experienced way more grief and trauma than I ever expected. And I found myself in so many more lows I would have ever expected. And at times didn't know the best way to get myself through. And so I would just sometimes scream and just cry, hysterically, where I feel like I was never gonna be able to pull it together. And it was scary for me because I don't let people see that side of me. I truly don't. So I'm having to slowly, through this last year, allow myself to be a little bit more vulnerable and paint a little bit more of a picture of things are hard sometimes. And there are times I'm low, and there are times I cry. And the first people I ever started showing that to was my kids. Yeah. So it was the first year they really saw me have times of being low. Mm-hmm. There was a time when I was in my backyard, Wesley comes home from school, and I was sitting on the ground holding a spatula just crying. And she so quietly, so gracefully just made her way through me, careful about her energy not to be abrupt or to scare me, and just came and wrapped her arms around me. And she was like, Mom, why? What's going on? You okay? And I was like, I don't know how to turn on the grill. I had never done it myself. And so it was so interesting because I really let her just sit with me in that moment. And I can tell that story because it's a little bit more lighthearted. But she helped me through that. And she's like, we'll learn this together. Let's watch a YouTube video.
that watch a YouTube. That baby, she is something else.
Yeah.
You really do have the best around you. You do. And that's intrinsic to you because you are full of love and light and life and all of those good things. So, I just love you to death.
I love you.
I wish the best for you.
You're one of those people that have been so much love and light for me.
And same for you, which I'm sitting here like, why am I crying in front of her? Because she has everything to cry about and I should be the one for her. But that's what girlfriends do. Yeah, I love you. Don't make me cry now. Because I do love you.
I love you.